Welcome back to Home Gym Hacks and Reviews. I recently purchased my most expensive piece of strength training equipment and one of the most iconic pieces of strength training equipment ever made. Stay tuned. If you follow me on Instagram, you know that I've gotten back into high-intensity training, also known as HIIT training, not high-intensity interval training. And over the last couple of months, I have immersed myself in the writings of Arthur Jones through his Nautilus bulletins, Mike Mincer through his books, and six-time Mr. Olympia Dorian Yates through his books. Although I read a lot of this material about 20 years ago, it was really good to revisit it, and it reminded me that Nautilus equipment is arguably the best equipment ever made, and its inventor, Arthur Jones, invested a lot of time and money perfecting the line. And one unique feature for the Nautilus line is the cam, which is a specially designed pulley mechanism that is shaped like a Nautilus shell. The cam creates varied resistance. Of all the machines in the Nautilus line, I really wanted one, and here it is, the Pullover. To be more specific, the Nautilus 2ST Super Pullover. This machine has a 310-pound weight stack and an additional 10-pound stack in 1-pound increments. The seat is adjusted with a hydraulic cylinder, and the foot lever to lower the handlebars and engage the handlebars also uses a hydraulic cylinder. The operation of this machine is super smooth and super quiet, and compared to modern-day strength training equipment, this piece is an antique. And it's rare to see a Nautilus pullover in commercial gyms, even when Dorian Yates, in an interview with Dave Palumbo, said it's the greatest piece of strength training equipment ever made. In the early 2000s, I worked in a fitness facility that had a full line of Nautilus equipment, and it was starting to age, and they moved all of that Nautilus equipment out and moved in a brand new line of Life Fitness equipment, and all of the members were really happy to see brand new shiny equipment, but I knew we downgraded big time. I'm not saying that Life Fitness equipment is bad, but it's not Nautilus equipment. In the world of HIIT training on back days, Dorian Yates and Mike Mincer regularly recommend warming up with a supinated pull down for a couple of sets, then pre-exhausting the lats with the pullover machine. This machine largely eliminates the arms, which is the weak link if attempting this exercise with a dumbbell or pulley system, and places the majority of the stress on the lats, although I do feel this exercise in my triceps some. Once failure is reached on the pullover, I immediately return to the supinated pull down for one set to failure. These exercises are performed in this manner to fatigue the lats with the isolation pullover, then follow the isolation exercise with a compound pull down. By doing this, the arms are not the limiting factor in the pull down. Rather, the lats can truly reach failure. Prior to getting this machine, I performed this exercise with the lever gym, and it was good, but the Nautilus machine is great. I purchased this machine through Fitness Equipment Empire, and prior to making this purchase, I had never dealt with that company. However, I was pleasantly surprised with how smoothly everything went. One evening around 10 p.m., I sent an inquiry just to find out how much shipping costs would be for this, and within an hour, I received a response. I slept on it, and then the next morning, I decided it was time to make the purchase. Most purchases are shipped within 21 business days from the date payment clears, and I will admit I almost canceled this purchase within the first day or two because I found a cheaper plate-loaded option. It was about $2,000 cheaper, but then I remembered that I wanted a piece that could go all the way back to the days of Arthur Jones and Mike Mincer, and I decided I didn't want to go with anything less than the best. 2 weeks after placing the order, I contacted Fitness Equipment Empire just to get an update on if it had shipped or if it was close to shipping, and to my surprise, it was already 30 minutes away from me, and I had no idea. Unfortunately, the piece of equipment went from one shipping depot to the other, which prolonged the delivery by about 5 days. But I can't complain because I got this order in 20 days or 13 business days, so it arrived much sooner than expected, and basically it shipped and arrived as quickly as any other home gym purchase I've made. And I will admit it was a bit odd having a machine arrive fully assembled because I'm used to having boxes and then having to assemble the piece. And on the day of the delivery, the truck was here early, which is always awesome. The delivery driver was extremely helpful. He used his pallet jack to get the pallet off of the truck and to the threshold of the garage. Everything looked to be in excellent condition. Shrink wrap covered the machine, and the machine was strapped to the pallet. The pullover weighs over 600 pounds, and amazingly, my wife and I got the pullover in the garage in less than an hour by shifting the machine to 2x4s placed directly beside the pallet and then removing the pallet. It wasn't easy, but it was easier than putting together most pieces of home gym equipment. Overall, I am pleasantly surprised by the condition of the machine. The pads are in excellent condition. The frame looks great. All of the adjustments work. However, the Kevlar belt is showing a little bit of wear, and the seatbelt locking mechanism has seen better days. But as a whole, the machine is in excellent condition. especially for its age. To use the pullover, I adjust the seat so that my shoulder is lined up with the axis of rotation, and on this Nautilus equipment there's normally a red dot to show you where that is. I then make sure the seatbelt is tight. I then use the foot lever to bring the handlebars closer to me so that I don't have to reach so far back. I then let go of the foot lever, and I drive my elbows down. My hands are only holding on to this handlebar ever so slightly, so they're not pulling. Mainly it's my elbows driving this pad down. And it's okay if my upper back comes off ever so slightly. I return the weight slowly and then try to get the bar back to my abdomen. When I'm done, I engage the foot lever again so that I don't have to reach so far back. And that's all there is to it. As you can hear, the machine is super quiet and it's super smooth, and it definitely feels effective. From this experience, I can definitely recommend Fitness Equipment Empire to others. So all in all, this machine costs $3,815, which includes $365 for shipping. I have been saving for this machine for a while, which is why I haven't had a new equipment review on this channel for about a month. And I know I could have found this machine for less on Craigslist or Marketplace eventually, but who knows how long that would have taken, and it probably would not be in the condition that this one is in. It may seem odd that I spent so much money on a piece of equipment that only does one thing. Normally I am reviewing equipment that is highly versatile, as most of my pieces are. Even my hip sled can serve as a calf raise, but this machine is a piece of bodybuilding history. Not to mention, it's highly effective. Thank you all so much for watching. I sincerely appreciate your support over the last year and a half I have been doing this. If any of my reviews or videos have helped you, please consider using one of my affiliate links at no additional cost to you. You can find me on Instagram at Home Gym Hacks and Reviews. And remember, if your equipment lacks, I got the hacks. Take care, everyone.